Okay. I think we're good now. So once again, hi, I'm Riven. This is Noid 2, Game of a Year edition. Not the year, a year, and a year. All years. It's never gets worse. Anyway, we'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And first off, we have this amazing bit of lore that that we have to go through, obviously. Don't worry, Heki, 2IQ will be coming on later. You're fine, don't worry about it. That's a joke that I'll explain in a bit. Okay, I hope you understood all of that, because now we're jumping straight into the action. This is New York. If anyone of you lives in New York, I'm sure you can confirm that this is what it looks like. So this is a cycle-based level mostly. It's inspired by the NES game's first level, which you can tell by the rising water and the containers and stuff. I missed the jump, but this is a little bit of a skip. Nice. Good cycle. Yeah, you're supposed to like climb on top of that container from behind, and then that takes time. Instead, we're just gonna wall run on the side and, you know, be fast. So yeah, as you can tell, this is a 3D platformer. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. We can ledge grab, we can wall run, we can dab. The good stuff, you know? Stuff all 3D platformers need. And now we got a yo-yo, so you can tether onto stuff. And you can do something called a tether boost, where you tether onto anything, and then release it and jump shortly after, and you get a bit of a boost in height. So I'll be using that in a couple more places. And the category is also, I didn't really elaborate, but there is a glitch called convoluted upward method, CUM for short, that you can use to skip the entire game. So instead I'll be doing all stages where I complete all the stages. Wow, shocking. And yeah, I did a tether boost there to skip like half the level, like all the inside part of the factory is playable area that I'm just skipping because Lamau video games. And I'm trying to do a pretty tricky tether boost into a wall run, into a wall jump, into a ledge grab. It's tricky, but not this tricky. Come on, there we go. That saves like half a second, by the way. And now I'll be staying near the edge here to not update my respawn position, talk to Matey, and not let go of the talk button. And because I died after talking with him, I got control of Noid back, so now I can move with the dialogue on screen. And usually by jumping you'd advance the dialogue, but by holding down the talk key, you don't actually advance it. So now that we've got the first of the 3 main hub stages completed, I'll be going to Plazanet, which is not actually the optimal route, but it's a route that shows off more of the game without having this dialogue screen up, which, you know, I feel like would be quite beneficial for people watching. By the way, I see people wanting to play this game. You can download it for free on Noid.pizza. That is the URL, noid.pizza. And now I'll be doing a text storage warp. There we go. That skips half of this level. So basically what happens there is a bunch of complicated video game stuff that that really doesn't, I don't really have time to explain. Basically you cancel text over some objects while starting from others and you warp. Yeah. Now we're going to space, because, you know, the Noid goes to space. And here we need to collect 5 keys to open the door at the end. Which, there's actually a couple ways of doing this. So, before taking off to space, you can actually collect 2 keys on the planet below and carry them here, so you don't have to get 2 of them here. But it's actually slower. There's also a way to use text storage to skip the 5 key gate that we need to open here. But again, it's slower, so it's all like old routes that have become obsolete because we figured out stuff. It's faster. This is a really bad cycle, so I'm gonna wait a bit. There we go. Nice. So that's Plazanet done. And now we're on to the last sort of hub stage, which is Domino Dungeon. And also, as you can tell, we're building a tower of the pizza boxes we've been collecting. And that'll come to play in a bit. Well, after I beat this level. Which should not take too long, hopefully. Pizza block. That's a pretty big oversight. Okay, so this is the longest level in the game casually. Like, an average playthrough of this takes around 2 hours, from what I've been watching casual players. But as it turns out, momentum is quite broken, so we can just sort of fling ourselves to the end. Like this. Hopefully I get this. Nice, okay. So yeah, this is all just momentum abuse from grapples. And here comes the 2 IQ jump that I mentioned earlier. Because on an older patch, this jump was possible, and then the devs patched it so that it wasn't possible. But as it turns out, if you have 2 IQ, you can just do it anyway, forehead. And yeah, it's possible. Pizza time. So that was Domino Dungeon. Yeah, probably the hardest level in the game. And it's quite good. Yeah, this game was updated. Game of the Year is a separate game from the original Noid 2. They added a bunch of stuff. It's pretty nice, pretty interesting. But yeah, so now that we've built the Tower of Pizza, we can go to the Void Core. And we can do what's called a dab clip. So this is kind of random, but if you like walk into this door and jump and dab at the right time, you can sometimes go through the door. And you definitely need to dab to do this. One day I'll get this, and it'll be amazing. I promise. Oh my god. Okay, this is like tricky, but it's not this tricky. Come on. Don't do me like this, kid. Okay, fine. Fine. I'll open the door. Unlucky. Not how dabs work. It's not how your dabs work, maybe. But yeah, this is the final area. We're gonna do some momentum preservation there by bunny hopping. Good speed game. And if anyone's seen like the old Domino's apps commercials, you might know what's coming up, but maybe you don't. In for a surprise.
Yo, how did you get here? don't have to explain anything. Can't you see your time is up? You're outdated, forgotten. That's not your 30 minutes or less of it. You are now nothing but an empty shell, and you don't even deserve to be a Pizza Hut. I've created a new Noid for a new one that will be a voice for people and pizza alike. It will be my legacy and sing a 4 keys for a symphony of sausage. Once it is free, I will finish what I started and erase this world, and it looks like I'll be erasing you earlier than expected. Enough talk.
Okay, so this is the final boss of the game. He's sort of split into 2 phases. So, first of all, we throw the dice at him, the dominoes dice that fall down. And then we have to avoid the floor, because the floor is evil and will zap us. So, we don't want that. Getting zapped also resets this phase, so it's extra slow. And we have to repeat this 7 times, I want to say. I don't remember. It's 7 or 8. And then we get to beat the game. Also, this floor says trans rights, which is pretty good, I'd say. Oh. So yeah, just avoiding the floor and then throwing dice. Which, funnily enough, the dice spawn position is the only RNG in this game. Which is really fun when you're doing a, well, I guess it's not that long of a speedrun, it's only 10 minutes when you're not messing around. But still, doing the full run well and then having RNG at the end is not exactly desirable, but what can you do? That's how the game be. And time is coming up, by the way. Whenever I finish this dialogue, will be time.
You're still too late. The first domino has fallen, and enjoy your
And time. Okay, so that was Noid 2, Game of the Year Edition, all stages. If you're if you're interested in this game at all, once again, you can download it at noid.pizza. That is the URL, noid.pizza. We also have a Discord linked on speedrun.com. Yeah, this game is a good speed game. I would recommend it. There's like a whole bunch of people who made it. I want to shout out one particular line. This one in the credits, because I think it's particularly funny. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy, I believe it's Turnip Boy next. Yeah, have fun with that. And I'll see you some other time.